Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the today's session. Today we will continue with the history topic, that is lesson number 6, conflicts with the Mughals. Okay. Yesterday we have started with this lesson, and it was on page number 24 of your textbook, where we have reached up on the topic Shaista Khan's invasion, right? So let us continue further. Can you tell, if you want to visit the city of Surat, what route will you take? Show it with the help of a map. Visualize how Shivaji Maharaj must have reached Surat. Okay, so that is just for knowledge purpose. You can just find out from the map the route of the Surat city, Surat. Fine. Let us see the Surat campaign now. In 3 years' time, Shaista Khan had ravished large territories of the Swaraj. Means what? For the over the period of 3 years, Shaista Khan has attacked or captured large territories of the Swaraj. It was necessary to make good this loss. So now it had become very necessary that as Shaista Khan was going on capturing the territories around the region of the Swaraj, then it had become very necessary to take advantage of this situation. So to make good of the this loss means whatever loss we were suffering, we have to take advantage of it. That is called as make good this loss. For this, Shivaji Maharaj devised a plan for teaching the Mughals a lesson. So then Shivaji Maharaj thought that I should take the advantage of this situation. For this purpose, he devised, he designed a plan for teaching the lesson to the Mughals. Surat was a big trade center and port under Mughal control. So that time, Surat was a big trade center. A large number of, giving, buying and selling. Trade means what? Buying and selling. This was being carrying on in Surat, and it was a very big trade center and also a port. But it was under whose control? It was under Mughals control. So Mughals were earning a lot of wealth from these trade because Surat was a big trade center. The British, Dutch and French had their factories there. Okay, so also the British, Dutch and French had their factories there. Maximum revenue was being generated by this city for the emperor. The emperor was earning a lot of revenue from this city because maximum British, Dutch and French factories were also there, and since it was a big trade center, maximum revenue was generated in this city. So the emperor was earning a lot of money over there. It was a rich city. Maharaj marched on Surat. Okay, since it was a rich city and more earnings were generated in this city, that's why Maharaj decided to march towards the Surat city. Inayat Khan, the Subedar of Surat, could not put up any resistance. Means he could not fight against Shivaji Maharaj. Okay, so Shivaji Maharaj, with a very well planned, a very well designed plan, he started marching towards the Surat city, and even the Subedar of the Surat city could not put resistance, could not stand in front, could not fight against the Shivaji Maharaj. Okay. Then Maharaj obtained plenty of wealth from Surat without bothering the common people. Yes, with the help of his plan, Shivaji Maharaj, what he had decided according to the plan he was doing, and he succeeded in gaining more and more wealth from the Surat city. From the wealth, or whose wealth? Not the people's wealth, the Mughal wealth. Okay, the Mughal emperor, which he was earning the wealth, Shivaji obtained that wealth from the Surat city, which the Mughal emperors were enjoying, and Shivaji Maharaj obtained this wealth without disturbing the common people. Okay, his campaign of Surat was completely successful. This campaign was a stunning blow to Emperor Aurangzeb's prestige. So, as per his plan, Shivaji Maharaj had succeeded in his plan and had obtained maximum wealth from Surat, from the Mughal emperor, and this gave a stunning blow to the emperor, Emperor Aurangzeb's prestige. So Aurangzeb's prestige को बहुत बड़ा धक्का लगा. Yes, as the Shivaji Maharaj succeeded in Surat campaign. This gave a very severe blow, a stunning blow to Aurangzeb. Okay, then let us see the Jai Singh's invasion. Jai Singh's invasion. With a view to curbing the increasing activities of Shivaji Maharaj, Aurangzeb sent Mirza Raja Jai Singh, an experienced and powerful Rajput Sardar. Jai Singh came to Pune. He started rallying all the forces against Shivaji Maharaj. See now what happened after the Surat campaign. Shivaji Maharaj was succeeded in this almost. Then to give a tough fight, to give a strong resistance to this, Aurangzeb sent his experienced and powerful Rajput Sardar named as Jai Singh. Okay, so his name was Mirza Raja Jai Singh. To put a end or to curb, to stop the increasing activities of Shivaji Maharaj. What did he thought? He will send a strong and powerful and experienced person. So Aurangzeb sent whom? Mirza Raja Jai Singh. He was a powerful Rajput Sardar. He came to Pune. Okay, then he started rallying all the forces against Shivaji Maharaj. Whatever forces were there, he started putting among against the Shivaji Maharaj. So to the Portuguese of Goa and Vasai, the Dutch of Vengurla, the British of Surat, and the Siddhis of Janjira, Jai Singh suggested that they should start a naval campaign against Maharaj. So what happened? Now Jai Singh, he thought of a plan. What did he start? That he will take all these person together and held a campaign. Okay, so in a campaign he thought of included whom? The Portuguese of Goa and Vasai, the Dutch of Vengurla, the British of Surat, and the Siddhis of Janjira. Okay, so Jai Singh suggested that all this should start a naval campaign against Maharaj, to fight against the Maharaj. So that was the plan of Jai Singh. Then Jai Singh drew up a plan of capturing the forts in possession of Maharaj. He also he also drew up a plan such that he will be able to capture the forts which were in the possession of our Maharaj. Mughal forces were sent to various parts of the Swaraj. Also, Mughal forces were sent to the various parts of the Swaraj so that they can capture the various parts of the Swaraj. So these were all the plans which were planned by Jai Singh, who was a Sardar of whom? Mughal emperor sent by Aurangzeb. Fine. They ravaged the territories of the Swaraj. So according to their plan, according to the Jai Singh plan, he sent some forces to attack the territories of the Swaraj. And then what happened? Maharaj endeavored to resist the Mughals. So Maharaj, with all his courage, with all his brave courage, he gave a resistance to the Mughals. Jai Singh and Diler Khan led siege to the fort of Purandar. But what happened? Jai Singh and Diler Khan, they succeeded. They laid a siege. They laid a siege to the fort of Purandar. When the Mughals put the fort of Purandar under siege, Murarbaji Deshpande fought with the greatest of courage. So Murarbaji Deshpande was a Shivaji Maharaj soldier. Okay. So he fought with his brave courage, with all his great courage, but he could not succeed. Okay, he died a hero's death. Okay, so please, are you getting confused? Remember, Jai Singh and Diler Khan were fighting from the Mughal emperor, and to give them, they were capturing the territories of our Swaraj, and they've put a siege to the fort of Purandar. To fight against it, Shivaji Maharaj sent our brave Murarbaji Deshpande. He also fought with great courage against the emperor, against Jai Singh and Diler Khan forces, but he died a hero's death. Okay, while fighting with courage, he died a hero's death. Considering the seriousness of the situation, Maharaj began talks for a treaty with Jai Singh. Now Maharaj understood that he was studying the situation, that nothing was working against the Mughal emperor. Their forces were going on capturing our territories around the Swaraj, and we were going on losing our brave soldiers. So Maharaj thought that now something different way we should find out, and that's why Maharaj, considering the seriousness of the situation, he thought of talking with Jai Singh. Okay, so he thought of talk for a treaty with Jai Singh. He met Jai Singh personally. A treaty between Jai Singh and Maharaj was signed in June 1665. It is known as the Treaty of Purandar. So he met Jai Singh personally, and then he signed a treaty with him in June 1665. So the treaty between Jai Singh and Maharaj was known as the Treaty of Purandar. In accordance with the terms of the treaty, Maharaj gave to the Mughals 23 of his forts and the adjoining territories, yielding an annual revenue of 4 lakh horns. Okay, so then according to the treaty, Maharaj gave around 23 of his forts and also the territories which were there around the Swaraj, adjoining territories which were there around the forts. These territories used to yield an annual revenue of 4 lakh horns. So this much great revenue it was yielded from these forts, okay, from these adjoining territories, that these were also given in the terms of the treaty. He also assured the Mughals of help against the Adil Shahi. Means what happened, as we were our enmity were Adil Shahi, our enemy was Adil Shahi, same Mughals enemy was also Adil Shah. So Mughals and our enemy was same. So Shivaji Maharaj assured that we will also help the Mughals against the fight with Adil Shahi. Okay. The treaty was ratified by Aurangzeb. Later, this treaty was ratified by Aurangzeb. So, we hope you have understood this Jai Singh's part also. Okay, Jai Singh's invasion also. So, we will take a pause over here and I will continue in the next session. Bye. Have a nice day and take care. Okay.